Vandegam Sri Guru Sri Yutam Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunatambitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakambitastaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana
Gaurangi
Radhe Vrindavanishwari Rishabhanusude
Sude
Devi
Devi
Pranamami
Pranamami
Hare
Hare
Priye
Priye
Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Kripa
Sindhu
Sindhubhya
Bhaivacha
eva cha
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Namaha
Namaha
Jai
Shri
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Sri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadara
Gadadara
Sri
Sri
Vasadi
Vasadi
Gaura Bhaktavinda
Bhaktavinda
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Hare. We'll do one more chanting of some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you see my screen? Yeah?
Not yet, Prabhu. Yeah, now
Okay.
we can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now we
let's all start together. You can read that. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram
can.
Chaiva Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato
Vyasam
Jayam Udirayen
Jayam Udare
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate
Bhagavati
Sevaya
Nutam
Namaste
Namaste Bhaktir
Namaste
Bhavati
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtati
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa
Nandagopa
Kumaraya
Kumara
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Namaha
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, welcome all. I know few people have requested today, they are not able to share their video, but others, those who are able to open your videos, I will be happy because we are personal, we have to connect each other. And I've also seen one person with Zoom user. Can you identify yourself, please?
Jai Shri Krishna, I think it's me. It's Shalina from Fiji.
Shalina, today you didn't have your
I
Zoom.
have that on. I'm sorry. I will try and my name.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I know who's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jai Shri
Right.
Krishna.
Maybe next time you can just put your name there, those who are logging in. Always good to see who's there on the call. All right, quick one before we start. Had few questions last week. I mean, good questions. It's always good. You can message me or put in the chat. I thought I will discuss this openly so that for the benefit of other devotees also on Zoom. So the question was, we are discussing about how animal killing. Last time we had discussed about that, and then how Buddha came and stopped that, and he rejected the Vedas. So the question is, why in the Vedas animal killings are supported or promoted, and why Buddha have to come and stop it? That was the question. That question was from Sadhana Mataji. Am I right, Mataji? Is that the question?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. I also messaged her a couple of answers, but then I thought I will give some much clarity on this in today's class so that it benefit others. So can anyone give a try?
Prabhuji, I can try.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, animal killing is promoted only in the case of sacrifice, fire sacrifice, because the next body that they get is human birth. And otherwise it is not accepted because we are killing away. There is Paramatma in everybody. So that's why we are not promoting animal killing otherwise.
Okay, good answer. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Anyone?
And in this yuga, there is no one who is purely a Brahmana. But in the previous yugas, people were purely Brahmana, and also they had pure resources such as pure ghee for the sacrifice. But right now we don't have.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, this is another part of it. Yes.
I think the person who kills or sacrifices an animal, he will be an animal in the next life.
Yes, this is the third point. Yeah, very good. Yeah, okay, good answers. I think mostly covered. Anyone else want to try?
I remember, Prabhuji, you mentioning in the last class about all this as well, where, like, say, for example, if the sacrifice was being done, they used to, like, show up in a human form or, like, some god form where, like, they live life happily after that, right? My question was more so based with why was it even written in Vedas when it is for self benefits? And then why Buddha had to come and then, like, reject it all?
Yeah, because that was a misuse. Okay, I will give the answer. I mean, what my understanding is, what I heard from many lectures, and in fact, I raised this point to my teacher also, and what I got from him also. I'm going to give that. So generally, if you see animal sacrifice, you have heard of Gomeda, Ashwameda, and Ajameda. So these are different kind of sacrifice. Gomeda basically means bull or cow, cow sacrifice. Basically, they sacrifice the bull. So if any one of you have this book with you, you can see the last verse in 1.8.52, nearly the second last verse. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes, so Ashwamedha Yajna or Gomedha Yajna, sacrifice in which horse or bull is sacrificed, of course for the purpose of killing the animal. Lord Chaitanya said such animal sacrifice on the altar of Yajna were regenerated and a new life was given to them. It was just to prove the efficacy of the hymns of the Vedas. Okay, by recitation of the hymns of the Vedas in a proper way, certainly the performer gets relief from the reaction of the sin. But in case of such sacrifice improperly done by inexpert management, surely one has to become responsible for animal sacrifice. So in age of Kali, this is not possible to perform. Someone mentions, we don't have a real expert brahmanas or the proper resources to do. So this is what Prabhupada writes in the purport. In fact, Prabhupada has mentioned in lecture, or he has mentioned in other cases also. So this Gomeda Yajna, people do it basically to check whether they are pronouncing the Vedic hymns properly. So what they used to do, they used to sacrifice the animal, cow or the bull in the yajnas, the fire, and then by the mantra, they used to bring back them to life.
Right.
And they get a better body. It may be an old body, but they get with a fresh body. In fact, sometimes they get back life, but those who are totally sacrificed in their next life, some get a celestial life or some get a human life. So these are the things. So if they are mandara, if they are not able to do properly, they may not able to get. So if by killing that animal, if they are not bringing them back to life, that means they incur the sin. So there is a story also in this connection. There was once a Brahmana was doing this yajna for a bull. His wife was very interested to have the flesh of the cow. So it seems when that yajna was going on, she took one piece of the cow. And then he gave the mantra. He started playing the mantra, and then the cow was coming back to life. And that time the flesh what she was having, that was also coming back to life. She got afraid. Oh, what's this? This is also coming back to life. And then actually she throws that the flesh whatever she had in the ground. And it is said, it is said from that only this onion, garlic, even carrot, tomato started coming. This incident is shared by that Kadambakannan Swami Maharaj in one of his lectures. So this is
Right.
about one incident, how the efficacy of the Vedas, they try to get it back. I mean, the way, how they're pronouncing the Vedas. As Param Prabhu rightly said, today's world, there are no proper Brahmanas who knows the Vedas, who can recite the Vedas, who are following all the Brahmanic things, and the resources what they're using are all corrupted or problematic. So that way, no one can bring back a cow after killing to life. So this yuga is not meant for these kind of sacrifice. Then coming back to the other form of yajna, that Ashwamedha yajna. Okay, this Ashwa means horse. So giving the horse, so Ashwamedha yajna. In fact, Krishna himself says to Yudhishthira Maharaj, in fact, in the first canto also it comes, for Yudhishthira after winning the Kurukshetra war to do two Ashwamedha yajnas basically. So Ashwamedha yajna is horse sacrifice. So before the horse is sacrificed, the horse is left to go around different land, different kingdom. Wherever the horse goes in different direction, if someone holds the horse, then the Arjuna or Yudhishthira and his team goes fight with the kingdom. If no one is going to hold the horse, that means that kingdom is part of under the rule of Yudhishthira, and they have to pay tax to them. So this is how they expanded the kingdom. Those days there was no war to fight and catch the land. They used to send the horses, and the horse will go across the different direction, different lands. And if someone holds the horse, that means they don't want the land to be given. They are calling for a fight. So they fight and they win. And after the end of the, after the horse comes back, and because the horse has done so much service for the king, and the king is going to reward it. In fact, it's a reward by which they sacrifice the horse, right? And that horse get a next life, a celestial body or something. In fact, it is said, that Indra has done 1,000 Ashwamedha Yajna, and then he became the Indra. If you want an Indra position, you have to do 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Param Prabhu, I'll come back to you. Hold your question. I'll finish this and then we'll get back to question. So, in fact, why this is that way? Because any pious king, doing based on the Vedic ritualistic thing, they are expanding the kingdom so that the more people are under God consciousness. The king is ruling the subject with God consciousness. So that is how it is all in the Vedas, that this is helping them to do that. And the third is Ajo Meda. Aja means, it's actually represents the goat. Someone mentioned that, goat. Prabhupada mentioned in his classes that, when someone is sacrificed the goat, mostly this goat sacrifice is done to the Shakti or Durga or to the Kali. If you see in the Kali temple, they have the Balipid where these offerings are made. And this is mostly in the mode of ignorance. But basically to bring people at least through that into God consciousness. At least to them, so that they come into God consciousness. They pray the Lord Durga or Lord Parvati or Kali Devi, and that's how. Or else they will become atheist and they have whimsical way of life. At least you do killing in some regulated way. And they give a mantra, which Prabhupada mentioned. The mantra actually means that, okay, I am killing you just for the taste of my tongue. So in the next life, I give you license so that you can kill me. But the mantra is in the Sanskrit or language. The person who's saying the mantra really doesn't know the meaning, and they start telling just for the life. So these the Vedas are meant for some reason on the way on that. So why Buddha came was people started misusing this and indiscriminately killing. So they became a slaughterhouse. Instead of sacrifice, it's becoming a slaughter. So slaughter is not recommended in the Vedas. So that's how to convert people is just to stop saying that, okay, I reject Vedas. So they stop these things. So ahimsa, non-violence, was one of the key element of Lord Buddha.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and then how
Yeah.
his teachings are. So that's how. And then Sankaracharya came. Lord Sankaracharya saint is none other than Lord Shiva himself came in the incarnation, and then he revived the Hinduism. So those days, they go and do debate in the kingdom with the various scholarly person, and that's how the king converts their kingdom from Buddhism to Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma. That's how it changed. In fact, he couldn't go across, Buddhism was still in China or in, other countries which spread. But wherever Sankaracharya went, mostly in the Indian continent, he covered all those things within his lifetime and converted them back from Buddhism, or else everyone turned into Buddhist, even in India. All right, this is the brief thing. So, yeah. Yes, Param Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I'm just curious, what do they do with the flesh of the animal?
What do they do? The lady
With the-
took it. That's what the
No,
Brahmini.
after the sacrifice, what do they do with the flesh?
No, the flesh is offered in the fire, or that's why
On the
I'm
fire.
saying, there are certain things where they, for testing of the Veda, the way they are pronouncing the Vedic mantra, and they get back the same animal in the newer form.
And the flesh is just burnt away.
No, the flesh is not burnt. Ashwamedha Yajna, maybe they get in the next life, the horse gets other life. So if you put in a fire, it get burnt. But some yajnas are for testing the mantra, what the Brahmana is telling. So they bring back those people. They bring back the cow back in a newer form.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
So when you say newer form, is it human life, Prabhu?
No, there is a different option depending on the thing, on the mandras. So they could have been a very old cow. So it can be a young cow when it comes back. Or like Ashwamedha Yajna, because it done lot of service, those mandras, maybe it gets a celestial body, a heavenly body. They go to heavenly planet. Or they get a higher form. Apart from a horse, they get a higher form, a human form. So depending on the different kinds of mantras are there. So there are mantras in Yajur Veda, in Rig Veda. There are specific mantras also there, which you can find out available. Yeah. But we cannot say those mantras. We are not qualified also, unless we have practiced.
So
All right.
those that are usually done for
Let's
ritualistic things or for purpose of the whole entire economy, then yeah, well and good. Otherwise, it's obviously sinful.
yeah. Even if they are doing for the mantra, if they're doing it wrongly, it is sinful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu, quick question. Let's go to today's topic. Or this will go on. Haribol? Yes, Bhupesh Prabhu.
Yes, sorry, Prabhu. I had the question in the previous topic as well. So if
Yeah.
you think we should move on, then I'll ask you later on.
Maybe at the end of the class we'll go on.
Okay, Prabhu.
Because already it's 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's quickly do a revision of the verses. We started probably Vinay Prabhu, you can share after we do the revision, the screen. So you keep
Okay.
ready those pages.
Yeah.
Then we will go on to this. So we did the fourth verse talking about the Nema Sharanya. That's the setting of the scene. Where great sages headed by Shaunaka Rishi are sitting together to do a 1,000 years old sacrifice at a place called Naimashwaranya. So anyone remembers how the name came? Nemi means the rim or the wheel, and Sharanya is the place where that rim fell. So Brahma went to the sages. The sages went to Brahma and asked, they wanted a place where they could do, spiritual yajna sacrifices. So they wanted a sacred place. So Brahma created a big rim, that was called a wheel. And that rim of the wheel went and fell in this place. And that is how the name came. And the other option, which is actually mentioned in the purport also, Prabhupada mentions that in the purport. Then other thing is also I talked about Gaura Mukha, a sage. Just by blinking of the eyes, he killed thousands of asuras who were trying to trouble him when he was doing yajna in the forest. So twinkling of the eyes, that's how it came. Then also we talked about, how Vishnu doesn't close his eyelids. No, that's also there. So these are some of the things we talked. So that's about the fourth verse, that the place. And the fifth verse talks about after finishing the morning duties by burning the sacrificial flower, they offered the seed to Sukadeva Goswami, right? The gay sages. So why did they offer the seed to him?
Because he's a descendant of from succession disciple of Vedavyas.
He belongs to Parampara.
He's a qualified person.
Yeah, that's his qualities coming up. Probably this point I didn't mention last week. Because he was the person who heard from Sukadeva Goswami. When Sukadeva Goswami recited Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, Sutta Goswami was in the audience. So he listened to whatever Sukadeva Goswami told to Parikshit. So they know about that. So they, and also the other points, whatever you mentioned, he was coming to the disciplining succession where we are,
Yeah.
right. And the qualities of Sukadev Goswami is mentioned there. So anyone remembers few of the qualities?
Free from all vices.
Yes, Anaga, free from all vices. And
Yeah.
then?
Well versed in scriptures and can
Yes,
explain them well.
exactly. He is well versed in scriptures. Not only he is well versed, but also he is good in explaining them. Yeah. Then?
He's a learned person.
He is the learned, yes.
And Goswami as well, yeah. Goswami.
They have not mentioned Goswami. Goswami is understood. It is automatically felt that he is a self-controlled person. Goswami
Yeah.
means a person who controls all his senses.
Okay. Yeah.
So Veda Vidam. So it talks about he is the learned, elderly learned person, Vedantist. And someone mentioned he's coming from Vedavyas down. So he is a Shrestha. So he knows the knowledge of Vedavyas. He knows the knowledge of why, what is selling. Other sages, many sages, Vedavyas compile this Bhagavatam, right? So he knows in which mood and which way Vedavyas wrote the Bhagavatam. So he is able to describe others in a similar way. Then he is Saumya, gentle. Oh, can you close this door? Saumya.
Simple and pure.
Simple and pure. Then one very important thing, last one.
Submissive.
Tignasya.
Tignadesya. Yes, that means?
Submissive.
Submissive.
Yeah, submissive. So these are the qualities. Okay, right. Then what is the first question that the sages asked him?
What is ultimately good for the people? Ultimate good for the people.
Yeah, what is the absolute and ultimate good for the people? Which verse is this?
9. Verse
Yeah,
9.
very good. I'm just cross question. Verse 9. Yes.
Mhm.
And we stopped halfway between verse number 10. Verse 10 talks about?
Kali. Yeah.
Kali Yuga.
Characteristics of Kali.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are the characteristics?
A short life.
Yeah.
Quarrelsome.
Lazy,
Misguided,
unlucky,
But at least
disturbed.
can someone try with the transcript words from the verses?
Oh.
What is short life? Alpaish.
Alpaishya.
Yeah, Alpaishya.
Manda.
Manda means lazy.
Lazy. Kalau is
Manda
called.
Matayo.
No, Kalau was also there. Kalau means?
Quarrelsome.
Yeah, quarrelsome. The age of quarrelsome. And then
Manda Bhagya.
Manda, Sumanda Matayo. Before Manda Bhagya, Sumanda Matayo. What is Sumanta Matayo?
Misguided.
Misguided.
Yes.
And Mandabhagya is
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
unfortunate or unlucky. Yeah. Last
Yeah.
one,
Upadruta.
Upadruta.
Disturbed.
That means they are already
Disturbed.
always in anxiety. So you can link your can you connect yourself with all these things,
Yeah.
Of course.
or
Current
something else? The Bhagavatam is talking something wrong. We can connect with all these things. No, Param, no, you cannot connect.
No, I said Bhagavatam is not talking wrong, it's talking correct.
It's talking right. Yes. Thank you. So where did we stop? The paragraph someone wants to read. You can share the screen now, bro.
Okay.
The purport. I want to finish up to this chapter today. We're going a little fast today.
So it's verse 10, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down.
Down.
I think third paragraph. In this age, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, can someone read?
Will I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
In this age, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In this age, men are victims not only of different political creeds and parties, but also many different types of sense gratifying diversions such as cinemas, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, pickerings, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on any revealed scriptures, and very often people who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on that people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained, and householders do not observe the rules and regulations of the grahastha ashrama. Consequently, the so-called vanaprasthas and sannyasis who come out of such grahastha ashram are easily deviated from the rigid path. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithfulness.
Faithlessness.
Faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilization, men are formed complex nations and communities, and there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standard due to the present distorted values of human society. The sages of Naimisaranya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls and here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So this paragraph which started off, what is the point? Basically, which characteristic it talks about?
Human sense gratification. It's all about
Yeah, with
how we are
reference. No, if reference to the characteristic.
a Kali Yuga.
No, which
Kali.
character?
Misguided.
Or misguided, lazy and misguided, Prabhu.
Quarrelsome.
And disturbed.
Yeah.
Disturbed mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah, sense gratification. Yeah, first part of it we can say. Kali Yuga, all these things are put together. Everything is there, but this is mostly related to disturb. The previous paragraph, I think we didn't misread that. Also, it is actually misguided.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's nothing there to explain. Everyone knows this, right? We'll go to the next verse. Adi Mataji, you want to read the verse?
Yes, Hare Krishna. भूरीनि भूरि कर्माणि श्रोतव्यानि विभागशः अतः साध्योऽत्र यत्सारं समुद्धृत्य मनीषया ब्रूहि भद्राय भूतानां येनात्मा सुप्रसीदति.
Okay.
Hare
Translation?
Krishna. Translation. There are many varieties of scriptures, and in all of them there are many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in their various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instruction their hearts may be fully satisfied. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So what is this, Prabhu? This is actually the second question. We already saw the first question in the 9th text. This is the second question the sages are asking. So what is the question they are asking?
Yeah, it's essence of all our scriptures. What is the
Yeah.
main essence of
Yeah.
scriptures?
Please select the essence of all the scriptures. So here, Shrotavani Vibhagasha. Vibhagasha means division. So go back to the verse, Prabhu. Pull down the verse. Yeah.
Oh,
So among varieties of scriptures, Shrotavani Vibhagasha means divisions. Among the varieties of scriptures, Bhurani, Bhuri, Karmani, and also varieties of practice or sadhanas people doing. Karmani means duties, so varieties of sadhanas. So they are asking, Samudraya. No, some of the terms I'm explaining. Samudraya, churning of the ocean. Have you heard this term, churning of the ocean?
Yes.
Yeah. Where is that?
Samudra.
Samudra.
Samudra Manthan.
Manthan.
Samudra Manthan. So like that, they are requesting Sutta Goswami to churn the Vedas. They see Vedas are so vast. So the first question, what is that? What is the absolute good? Because he's a Vedist. So if he starts telling entire Veda, this is good, that is good, that is good, for Kali Yuga people, very difficult for them to understand, right? So he's saying, churn the Vedas, get us only the essence. Bhurani Bhadreya Bhuthanam. So what is only good? Please tell us what is only good for the living being, and that they can be fully satisfied. So that instruction also has to be fully satisfied for us. So Vedas is last was, so give me only the essence. So that Samudraya really means the churning the best and giving me only the essence. All right. Can someone, Roshan Prabhu, can you read the purport?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Purport. Atma or self is distinguished from matter and material elements. It is spiritual in constitution and thus it is never satisfied by any amount of material planning. All scriptures and spiritual instructions are meant for the satisfaction of the self or Atma. There are many varieties of approaches which are recommended for different types of living beings in different times and different places. Consequently, the numbers of revealed scriptures are innumerable. There are different methods and prescribed duties recommended in these various scriptures. Taking into consideration the fallen condition of the people in general in this age of Kali, the stages of Naimisharina suggested that Sri Sutta Goswami relate the essence of all such scriptures because in this age it is not possible for the fallen souls to understand and undergo all the lessons of all these various scriptures in a Varna and Ashrama system.
Thank you, bro. So it's impractical for us to study and follow even all the scriptures, in this Kali Yuga, because the life is very short and we are busy with so many things. What to say about so many scriptures? Even one scriptures we are not able to do. To come for just a study of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, we don't have time. Because that's what is Kali Yuga. So that's the nature it brings us. So it's impracticable. So let's do the next. It's talking about the Varnashra Dharma. So I think people are familiar. Anyone not familiar what is Varna and Ashram? So all of you know what is Varna Ashram?
Yes.
I'm not familiar, sir. I'm not familiar with Varna and
Who's that?
Ashram.
Hema Mataji, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Varna. So there are 4 kind of Varnas. Brahmana,
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya,
Vaishya,
Vaishya and Sudras. These are the
Shudra.
4 kind of Varnas. So basically it's a caste system. And the other is Ashram means Brahmachari, then Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. So this is the lifestyle how they are adopting. So society and in the family life how it is there. So put together Varnashra Sharma, and Varnashra Dharma means there are a set of rules how each of this Varna and Ashram how they have to perform. In fact, Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter talks about this Varna. What is the qualities of a Brahmana? What does a Kshatriya do? Basically, what does a Kshatriya do and what a Vaishya does and what a Sudra does. So in a simple term, to understand our own body, a Brahmana represents the head and the Kshatriyas represents the arms because they are protect. So Brahmanas are said to be more of an intellectual kind of a person, and the Kshatriyas are said to be more what to say, where the arms
Warriors.
mean they protect.
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Today's world they are administrators, right?
Yes.
So that is Kshatriyas. The Vaishyas, in the body it is said to be the stomach. Vaishyas means merchants, they earn and then they support the king by paying the tax, and the king has the Brahmanas and such people as their advisors to run the government. And the Sudras is said to be the leg where they help the entire body. So that's about the Varna. And Brahmacharya and the other ashram means Brahmacharya, where, up to certain age, up to your studies period or where you study doing all the Vedic studies, those days, and you are very celibacy. And there's a set of rules, I'm not getting into all those details, what they have to do. Brahmacharya, they have to be celebrous and how their lifestyle and other things. And Vana, and then the Grahasthas means the householders. There are 2 things there where Grahastha is also there, Graha Medis are there. Graha Medis doesn't come under this kind of ashram. Graha Medis means they are unregulated sense gratification. They don't follow any Vedas or anything. They unregulatedly they live their life. Whereas Grahastha has a very regulated life. So Grahastha is the only section in the ashram where the sex is allowed in a regulated way. So in the other forms of life, in Brahmacharya, Vanaprastha or Sannyas, that part is not there. Basically in the Grahastha section, this is allowed only to bring up future children, future progeny, just within a Krishna conscious way. So that's the way it is doing. If you are having a Graham Medi, in this Western world, you can say different people have, you can have born from the previous wife, they will have a child. With the current wife, they will have a child. They may have 9 child born for different people, within their own family. So that they are all Graha Medis. They cannot come under this Vanaprastha lifestyle.
Yes.
All right, then the Vanaprastha, Varnashra lifestyle. So Vanaprastha is after 50 years or something, they leave all their responsibilities or something. They take up more of retired life, more focused on spiritual that time. And then last is the sannyas. Then they go to the forest as per Varnashra Dharma. But today lifestyle, that's why today's we cannot follow the system. That's what is to be said. It is not as possible in general to completely a severe relationship with the families of Varnashra Institute prescription. That's what Tribble is saying. The whole atmosphere, Sadman, and considered one has to see spiritual from a common man in this age is very difficult. So that is a Varnashra system was instituted by Krishna himself Bhagavad Gita, he mentions that. There is a verse on that.
Thank you,
Param
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Param Prabhu, you remember that verse? Or anyone remembers the verse in Bhagavad Gita?
Chaturvarnam mahasishtam.
Hmm.
Gunakarma vipakashaka.
Yeah. Starting, what is the starting? Sorry.
Chaturvarnam.
Chaturvarnyam. No? Yeah, Chaturvarnya Mahashishtam. So Krishna says that four kind of system that is formulated by me, instituted by me, but that is not based on birth. That's a very key point we have to know, that generally people who are born in the Brahminic family, they say we are all Brahmanas, others are not. No, not that way. It is based on guna and karma. It is based on the quality. So ISKCON, what they do, the second initiation we give is a Brahminical initiation. Those who are having such Brahminical qualities, they can be initiated. They need not be born in a Brahmana family. Right? So Brahminical is even the Brahmana, like in fact, if you go into the 7th chapter or 8th chapter, 7th chapter, I think, of the first canto in Srimad Bhagavatam, talked about Ashwatthama. Krishna calls him Brahmana Bandhu. So Dronacharya is a Brahmana, his son is Ashwatthama. Now Ashwatthama did a erroneous act of killing the sons of Draupadi, 5 sons, thinking that they were Pandavas. So Krishna says he is a Brahmana Bandhu. You cannot consider him as a Brahmana at all. Brahmana Bandhu means he's a relative of a Brahmana. He is not a Brahmana because he's born in a Brahmana. So it doesn't mean all the person who born in a Brahminic family, all Brahmanas, any with the qualities. So Krishna himself said it is based on the qualities. Someone acquires this varnas, either Kshatriya or a Sudra. Someone may be in a Brahminical family, but he can be in a Sudra form. In fact, Prabhupada said in today's world, all of us are Sudra because we are working for someone and taking money. So we are all Sudra. If we work for someone, that means you are a Sudra. So Sudra work for all the above divisions like Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya. Right, so but we are working everywhere, anywhere we work, right? So we have to maintain a body, we are working, so we are all meant to be Sudras, right? So okay, I think hope it's okay here. Yes, Bhupesh Prabhu.
Prabhu, just we listened to the story of Radha Kund when Krishna killed a demon who was in the form of a cow or a bull.
Yeah.
So then Radha Mata was not happy with Krishna and said will not talk to him unless he gets rid of that sin.
Yeah.
But that was in the cow form, but like, but
That
how
was
he
a
got
demon which came in the cow form.
Yeah. So Prabhu, like we are discussing about the Varn system. So if a Brahman has got this sinful activities, so you said he just mere born in the family of a Brahmin is not a Brahman. It does not have those qualities. It has got demonic qualities. Then how did Krishna got that sin?
Krishna got a sin?
Yes, Prabhu.
I don't think so. Krishna got the sin. Maybe Radharani mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
According to Radharani, how
According
Krishna
to
got sin?
Radharani, this is all leelas. It's the different pastimes of Krishna, where that's how you get the Radha Kund. Right? Radha Kund.
That's what I'm saying, Prabhu. Then why it was then a need for Krishna to remove the sin because he killed only the demon? Like we're discussing about the qualities. Similarly, if someone killed a Brahman, how can he get with
And
the
one
same
more thing you
sin
have to
Brahman?
note that this Varnashra Dharma is made by Krishna. It's not for him. He's beyond it.
Yeah, Prabhu. But Radharani was not happy with Krishna unless he got deep in that Radha
Yeah,
Kund.
it's a Gohatya. That's what she says. You have killed a cow, so you have to face the sin. Right.
Yeah, Prabhu. Similarly, how can means Go Hatya and Brahman Hatya, if they are in a demon form or they've got the demonic qualities, then
That's
how
what
can
Krishna
it be
said. I
sin?
killed a demon only who is in that form. But then still she said, because it is in the form of cow, you have killed it. So
So it means
these are all different leelas, Prabhu. Different. I don't think you bring that here in this. So what is the question? I'm not getting.
yeah, it's a Prabhu same thing that just like Go Hatya, the Brahmin Hatya is also there is a very
Yes, exactly.
very high level of a sin.
Hmm.
So if it's the just the not the qualities, it's just the form Krishna killed. And if someone killed a Brahman, how can he be the
Oh,
got
he
the
may not have the
sinful?
quality of a Brahmana. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Oh, all right. I didn't think about such thing. Hey, Vijay Gopi, you want to tell something?
Yes, I'll just try. Prabhu, I'll just give an example. Like, for example, the Prime Minister of our country goes and visits the jail. So he is inside the wall of the jail. It doesn't mean that he is also a prisoner. He is the one who formed all the rules and regulations, and he goes to the jail maybe to visit the people over there or make some reforms in the jail or something like that. He doesn't fall under the category of the prisoner, or all the the discipline which is
Yeah.
in the jail does not apply to him. So similarly, Krishna is the one who forms all the rules and regulations. He doesn't come under any karma or the sin.
No,
Karma or
no,
the sin
that
doesn't
is
affect
correct. He
Krishna.
understood that. His question is, so when I said a Brahmana, if he doesn't have the quality of a Brahmana, is only a Brahma Bandhu. If someone kills such a Brahmana, is there a sin? Is that killing? Is there a sin for that? Anyone who kill, there is a sin, right? If you kill someone, any sin, it is a sin actually. Brahmana, if you're killing me, that is considered to be one of the topmost thing. But as I said, in Kali Yuga, there is no Brahmanas as such.
Okay,
I
Prabhu.
believe it's also said that if someone is doing sinful or pious activities, obviously, which is not right, right? Like, we can actually say like opposite, isn't it?
I didn't get it.
Okay.
I
So
think
say for
yeah,
example, yeah, someone is doing sinful activities, someone is doing very bad, like, as Prabhuji was saying, demon came in form of cow,
yeah.
right? Obviously, who is very pious and who is only doing bad karma and bad activities, right? Killing
Okay.
those sort of people, I think, is supported for dharma.
Yeah, that's correct. Aggressors. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, I think first chapter in the purport, Prabhupada mentioned around 10 kind of such aggressors you can kill. And
Yeah.
all of such kind of aggressions, if they are made, they were all made against, if someone um, takes your property, your land, or
Yeah.
something like that, it is there. Someone knows the quick reference of that in the first
Set
chapter, I think.
your house on fire. There
Yeah,
are
if
six
your house on
aggressions.
fire, if you give someone poison and if you
Kidnaps
kill
your
him,
wife.
exactly,
Yes.
kidnap your wife like that.
Exactly.
Plunder,
So
right?
these
Yes.
aggressors, if they do, there is no sin
Yeah.
if yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, good
yeah.
point. Good point, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, indeed.
Yes, Param Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Quickly.
was the question if someone doesn't have Brahman qualities and is killed, do you incur the sin?
No, that's the one he asked. No.
Yeah, so if he doesn't have Brahman qualities, so how is he Brahman in the first place? So why will there be sin?
No, he's saying he's born in a Brahmana. No, if you kill anyone, that's a sin, isn't it? If you go
But
kill anyone, that's a sin. And then Pataji made a point, if someone is an aggressor, he did something like taking your land grabbing, property grabbing, making fire in their house, for protection, you can also kill them. That is as per Vedas, but as per law today, even if someone attacks you, they say you have to, you cannot go and kill them. The land
yeah.
will not there.
yes.
As per Vedic, that's the rule. So Vedic rule is, we also have that karma, little act. It's not just the court law. We have to answer also the Yamaraja's law. The law of nature is there. So that karma will be there for you. So you may escape from the land of law, but you cannot escape from the law of nature. Okay, good. Let's go on. Yes, let's go to the next verse, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Who wants to read this verse? Roshan Prabhu, you want to try? Yeah, yes, Vinay Prabhu. I'm just seeing those who are unmuted, so I'm just pulling. Prashant Prabhu, you want to read? Maybe next verse Prashant Prabhu will read. Yeah. Maybe you can raise your hand and keep for verse reading so that I can quickly call. When we are reading the verse, quickly raise your hand. Yes, Prabhu, Vinay Prabhu, please.
Suta janas si bhadram te Bhagavan Satvatam Pati Devakyam Vasudevasya Jato Yasya Chikirsaya. Translation. All blessing upon you, O Sota Goswami. You know for what purpose the personality of Godhead appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva.
Okay, thank you. So this is the third question. So already two questions we've seen. This is the third question. What is this question?
Yeah, why Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki and son of Vasudeva?
Yes, okay. Who wants to read? Pooja Mataji, can you read the purport?
Bhagwan means the Almighty God who is the controller of all opulence, power, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. He is the protector of his pure devotees. Although God is equally disposed to everyone, he is especially inclined to his devotees. Sat means the absolute truth, and persons who are servitors of the absolute truth are called Sattvatas. And the personality of Godhead who protects such pure devotees is known as the protector of Sattvatas. Bhadram te or blessings upon you indicates the sage's anxiety to know the absolute truth from the speaker. Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared to Devaki, the wife of Vasudev. Vasudev is the symbol of the transcendental position wherein the appearance of the Supreme Lord takes place.
Thank you. So here, what is the meaning of Bhagavan mentioned here?
Who has all six opulences.
Six opulences. Yes. Anyone knows the verse from Padma Puran? There's a verse in the Padma Puran which tells this. There are six opulences. Aishwarasya, Samagrasya, Dharmasya, Yasha, Shreya, Jnana, Vairagya, Chaiva. So Aishwaryasya here represents the opulences. Then Samagrasya means complete. All the six are complete, unlimited. So Dharmasya means the righteous or the power. Yasya means the fame. Shri means the beauty. Jnana means knowledge. Vairagya means he renounces all of this. So these are the six qualities. Actually, this is actually told by Parasara Muni, who's the father of Vyasadeva, Vedavyas. Alright, so this is how he terms Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulences, Van means one who possesses that. And here Prabhupada in the purport talks about Sat. Sat means the absolute truth. And one who is the servant of the absolute truth are called what? It's mentioned in the purport. Sattvas. Sattvas. So they are devotees. So the other term for devotees is Sattvatas. Sattvatas. And also Prabhupada, we mentioned about the term Bhadramti. That means he's blessed upon. He's indicating about Sutta Goswami. Is mentioned that Sutta Goswami is most fortunate. And what was the anxiety these people were having? The sages. Sages' anxiety to know about the absolute truth. So what is our anxiety? We have to compare. The sages, they don't have any house, no nothing. So they have no anxiety, you will say. Right? We have so many mortgages to pay and we are full of anxiety.
Yeah.
But then they thought about the future people, Kali Yuga people, and then they were anxious to know more about the absolute truth. Why was Krishna taking the birth? What is the purpose of him? Why Lord has to come at all? He can do everything, as a sitting from wherever he is. Why he has to come all the way down?
Yeah.
All right. Next verse. Any questions before we go to the next one? Keep the questions to the verses, please. All right. Prashant Prabhu, you want to read? Next verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tanna Shushrumananam Ashrasi Anagruhavartinum Yashyavataro Bhutanam Kshemaya Cha Bhavaya Cha.
Yeah, very nice. You tried. Yeah.
Tat those na unto us Sushrushmananam.
Prabhu, we'll read the translation, or else if you
Okay.
read I will give some of the terms I will mention. Yeah. You read the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ji Jai. O Sutta Goswami, we are eager to learn about the personality of Godhead and his incarnations. Please explain to us those teachings imparted by previous masters, acharyas, for one is uplifted by both by speaking them and by hearing them.
Okay, thank you. So this is the continuation of the previous. Now what they are saying is they want to more know about why he is born there.
Yeah.
So please explain to us those teachers that previous acharyas also said, why the purpose of the birth, for one uplifted both in speaking them and by hearing. So Shushrumanam, that means they are extremely eager to hear. So they are asking, narrate the past times. Anaga Anu Varnitam. So to explain by following the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So about the various incarnations. All right. Who wants to read those on Bhubesh Prabhu? You want to read the purport?
Yes, Prabhu. The conditions for hearing the transcendental message of the Absolute Truth are set forth herein. The first condition is that the audience must be very sincere and eager to hear, and the speaker must be in the line of disciplic succession from the recognized Acharya. The transcendental message of the Absolute is not understandable by those who are materially absorbed. Under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, one becomes gradually purified. Therefore, one must be in chain of disciplic succession and learn the spiritual art of submissive hearing. In the case of Suta Goswami and sages of Naimisharanya, all the conditions are fulfilled because Srila Suta Goswami is in the line of Srila Vyasadeva, and the sages of Naimisharanya are all sincere souls who are anxious to learn the truth. Thus, the transcendental topics of the Lord Shri Krishna's superhuman activities, his incarnation, his birth, appearance or disappearance, his forms, his names, and so on are all easily understandable because all requirements are fulfilled. Such discourses help all men on the path of spiritual realization.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, this 13th verse is the fourth question actually. So the previous was why he was born, and this one is talking about please narrate the stories about the incarnations, Lord's various incarnations. So Jiva Goswami mentions in his commentary that this Lord's incarnation is mostly related to Purushavadars. So when we discuss the answer, we will see what is Purushavadars. Many of you might know the three kinds of forms of Vishnu. So here is telling that this previous acharyas also mentioned about that. So because you know that all the sages what they mentioned, now explain to us, please narrate us on the pastimes of this adventurous pastimes of Lord Krishna. So we want to hear it attentively and submissively. So very keen how attentive they are. And Prabhupada in the purport highlights, you know, how the first condition what the audience must be. What is the first condition for an audience?
Very
Sincere,
sincere and
sincere,
eager.
very
Yeah,
sincere,
must be
and
sincere and eager
eager
to
to hear.
hear.
Eager to hear.
Exactly. So that's all. And the speaker, how the speaker should be
He
The
should
line
be
of
from disciple
succession.
succession.
in the line of parampara. He has to come. He
Param.
is not speculative. He is making his own things there. Yes. So the transcendental message of absolute is not understandable by those who are materially observed. So it has to come in that way. So in fact, yeah. So material things one side, and getting into the spiritual, they are both tangentially opposite the direction. If someone is focused on materialistic, it's very difficult to come into the spiritual path. All right, let's go to the next verse, Param Prabhu. Maybe for the next verse, someone can put your hands up.
Apanna samsritim ghoram yannama vivasho grinan tata sadyo vimuchyeta yad bhiveti swayam bhayam. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified.
Yeah.
Should I continue reading, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. You want to read the purport? Yeah, quickly go.
Vasudeva, or Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the supreme controller of everything. There is no one in creation who is not afraid of the rage of the Almighty. Great asuras like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, and others who are very powerful living entities were all killed by the personality of Godhead. And the Almighty Vasudeva has empowered his name with the powers of his personal self. Everything is related to him and everything has its identity in him. It is stated herein that the name of Krishna is feared even by fear personified. This indicates that the name of Krishna is non-different from Krishna. Therefore, the name of Krishna is as powerful as Lord Krishna himself. There is no difference at all. Anyone therefore can take advantage of the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna even in the midst of the greatest dangers. The transcendental name of Krishna, even though uttered unconsciously or by force of circumstances, can help one obtain freedom from the hurdle of birth and death. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. So actually, I want to correct myself. The previous verse is actually not a question. It is actually a build up to the question. The real fourth question is coming in the 17th verse. So this is the build up to the, they are asking for the pastimes of Lord. So the 13th is, I should be to know about this various pastime, because they are asking one question previous to that. The question 3 is purpose of Krishna's birth. And afterwards, just not the purpose, we want to know about, we want to hear about all his activities. So they are building up. So then this verse is talking about what? This verse is talking about Param Prabhu.
It's talking about how Lord Krishna's name possesses the same power as Lord Krishna himself. So there is no difference in Krishna's name and Krishna himself.
Yes.
And that means that it possesses the same power. And let's say if we are in any difficulty, the name can protect us even if Krishna is personally not present there.
Exactly. So chanting of the holy name, how important chanting of the holy name is being mentioned here. So it can free us from very different birth, from the meshes of the samsara. We are in the cycle of the birth and death. It can free us immediately, even though we are unconsciously chanting. So that's also is giving. Bhagavatam says that. All right. The purport. Any points from the purport?
So,
Anyone?
I can do, bro.
No, purport already finished, but I just want what are the key point in the purports mentioned.
Yeah, he is the supreme personality of the Godhead. He is the one who killed all the asuras.
Mm.
Uh, um, yeah, and
Yeah, I think
the word
he
Krishna.
mentioned already. Yeah.
Yeah, word Krishna is equal to Krishna himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one who surrenders or chant his name, he will be free from birth and death cycle.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, let's go to the next verse, 15. Neha Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yatpada samsraya sutta munya prasammayana yadya punyanti upsparstha svardhuni apo nusevaya. Translation. O Sutta,
Here,
those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Purport, anyone? Vikas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, just screen, I can't get it.
What happened, Prabhu? We lost Prabhu, it looks like.
No, Prabhu, I'm here, but
No,
I can't
not
see
you. The person who's sharing the screen.
sharing the screen. Yeah, Prabhu, I can't see.
So who's having a book with you? Pradeep Prabhu, you want to read?
Yeah, I want to read, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Pure devotees of the Lord are more powerful than the waters of the sacred river Ganges. One can derive spiritual benefit out of prolonged use of the Ganges waters, but one can be sanctified at once by the mercy of a pure devotee of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that any person, regardless of birth as Sudra, woman, or merchant, can take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, and by so doing, can return to Godhead. To take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord means to take shelter of pure devotees. The pure devotees whose only business is serving are honored by names Prabhupada and Vishnupada, which indicate such devotees to be representative of the lotus feet of the Lord. Anyone, therefore, who takes shelter of the lotus feet of a pure devotee by accepting the pure devotee as his spiritual master can at once be purified. Such devotees of the Lord are honored equally with the Lord because they are engaged in the most confidential service of the Lord. For they delivered out of the material world the fallen souls who the Lord wants to return home back to Godhead. Such pure devotees are better known as wise lords according to revealed scriptures. The sincere disciple of the pure devotee considers the spiritual master equal to the Lord, but always considers himself to be humble servant of the Lord. This is the pure devotional path. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, so Mataji, what is this verse talking about? The translation?
Sorry, Prabhu, I lost internet. I'm back now.
Yeah, okay. I think one more Prabhu is sharing. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I can share it like
Yeah.
I'll
Meantime,
do that.
Mataji, yeah, you can share that.
Sure, Prabhuji. So they are talking about the pure devotees who have already surrendered to Krishna fully.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone get in touch with them,
Mm-hmm.
they can be sanctified.
Yeah.
It's the same as water of Ganges.
Yeah, the analogy used is similar, water of Ganges. So what is the difference between association of pure devotees and, sanctifying through water of Ganges?
So we can get the knowledge, and it will remove our sins. Probably we'll start following.
Yeah, okay. So the key is If you see there, whereas the water of Ganges can satisfy only after prolonged use. So you go to Ganges, take multiple times bath. That's how you're getting purity. Here it is mentioned, if you are taking shelter of a devotee, at once it sanctifies those who come with touch with them. You see how great a devotees association is talked about here. And that's why in the purport, Prabhupada talks about how a devotee, who's the servant of a servant, if we have to take shelter of a servant, so directly instead of taking shelter of the Lord, we have to take shelter of his pure devotees. So the importance of that is highlighted here. The pure devotees whose only business is serving are honored, in the names of like Prabhupada, Vishnu Padaya, which indicates such devotees are representative of the lotus feet of the Lord. So one has to take shelter of such persons. Pure devotees, accepting them as the spiritual master, that can help us to purify. All right. So these verses, see the sequence of the verses. Verses 13 talks about how important submissive hearing we have to do. Submissive attentive hearing. Previous verse talks about how the holy name is, how important it is, just by chanting, even unconsciously chanting. And this verse talking about how we have to take shelter of a devotee. All right, let's go to the next verse, Prabhu.
So purport is done, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay.
16.
16. Yeah.
Yes, Rushan Prabhu.
को वा भगवतस्य पुण्यश्लोके कर्मणः शुद्धिकामो न शृणुयाद् यशः कलिमलापहम्. Translation: Who is there desiring deliverance from the vices of the age of quarrel? Who is not willing to hear the virtuous glories of the Lord?
Yeah, continue with the purport.
Yeah. Purport. The age of Kali is the most condemned age due to its quarrelsome features. Kali Yuga is so saturated with vicious habits that there is a great fight at the slightest misunderstanding. Those who are engaged in the pure devotional service of the Lord, who are without any desire for self-aggrandizement, and who are freed from the effects of fruitive actions and dry philosophical speculations, are capable of getting out of the estrangements of the complicated age. The leaders of the people are very much anxious to live in peace and friendship, but they have no information of the simple method of hearing the glories of the Lord. On the contrary, such leaders are opposed to the propagation of the glories of the Lord. In other words, the foolish leaders want to completely deny the existence of the Lord. In the name of secular state, such leaders are enacting various plans every year. But by the insurmountable intricacies of the material nature of the Lord, all these plans for progress are being constantly frustrated. They have no eyes to see that the attempts at peace and friendship are failing. But here is the hint to get over the hurdle. If we want actual peace, we must open the road to understanding of the Supreme Lord Krishna and glorify him for his virtuous activities as they are depicted in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So, what is this verse talking about, Prabhu?
Like it's saying like who is not willing to hear the virtues or the glories of the Lord, and then it's talking about in this age, there are people who are willing to have a secular state by denying the fact that Lord Krishna is the supreme. And by denying to glorify him and his virtuous activities.
Yeah. Thank you. So as I told you, this series of build-up. So here they're asking, so who will not like to hear about the stories in Kali Yuga? So they are themselves, they concluded that who will in this, Kali Yuga, it is full of contaminations. You're all polluted. So someone wants to purify yourself. What is the best way to do it? Just by hearing the glories of the Lord, right? That's how one get purified. Chanting His name, hearing His name, submissively hearing, attentively hearing all the stories of pastimes of Krishna. So such deliverance in this age, that in the purport talks about again Kali Yuga. So we all know in Kali Yuga what is the best way to deliver ourselves, how to get liberation.
Chanting the
Chanting the holy
holy name.
names.
Just chanting the holy name. In Satya Yuga, we talked about meditation for thousands of years of meditation. In Treta Yuga, what is the way?
Yagnas.
Yajnas,
Yagna.
sacrifice, doing yajnas and sacrifice. In the Dwapar Yuga, deity worship, going to temples, pilgrimage. But it's very simple in Kali Yuga, wherever you are, sit yourself, just remember Krishna, here is pastimes. So who will not take up this such simple things? So they already concluded, people will take up this. But is that really happening?
No problem.
No. Yeah,
So
everyone
how
is
much
ignored.
people are interested? How many people are interested to hear the pastimes of Krishna? Not all
Tiny.
of us. Friday
Tiny.
evening, yeah, you have all sacrificed your time. This time you would be spending something else, but you have sacrificed and spent. But how many of us are really ready to do that? Because we are busy with so many other things, right? 2 hours. That's why I'm saying. So now you people are regularly attending. You should set aside this Friday 2 hours for hearing Krishna's pastime, understanding that. So that is the sacrifice. So that's what they're saying. Who will not be willing to hear the glories of the Lord? All right, are we clear? So the Sudhi Karmani. So that's the key term here. So desiring deliverance from all sins. So that's the meaning Prabhupada gives there. Sudhi Karma, Kama. Sudhi Kamani. So that means is the purification. So who doesn't want to purify ourselves? We have so many sins, we have to clear our sins, we need to purify. Simple way in the Kali Yuga is just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And hearing to his pastimes. So just as that. Let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read? Prashant Prabhu.
तस्य कर्माणि यदुराणि परिगीतानि सूरिभिः ब्रूहि नः श्रद्धानानां लीलया ददत कलाः. His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and great learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please, therefore, speak to us who are eager to hear about the adventure who he performs in his various incarnations.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, this is the fourth question, actually, talking about the Leelaya Dathaha, Purusha avatars. Jiva Goswami mentions about these are related to the magnanimous, the adventurous pastimes of the Lord. Dattaya, advented. Kala means incarnations. So they are said to be Amsa and Kalas. So Kalas are incarnation. Yeah, purport. You want to read? Continue? Yeah. Please.
The personality of Godhead is never inactive, as some less intelligent person suggests. His works are magnificent and magnanimous. His creations, both material and spiritual, are all wonderful and contain all variegatedness.
Yeah.
They are described nicely by such liberated souls as Srila Narada, Vyasa, Valmiki, Devala, Siddha, Madhava, Sri Chaitanya, Ramanuja, Vishnu Swami, Nimbarka, Sridhara, Vishwanatha, Baladeva, Bhakti Vinod, Siddhanta Thakur, Saraswati, and many other learned and self-realized souls. These creations, both material and spiritual, are full of opulence, beauty, and knowledge. But the spiritual realm is more magnificent due to its being full of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. The material creation are manifested for some time as perverted shadows of the spiritual kingdom and can be likened to cinemas. They attract people of less intelligent caliber who are attracted by false things. Such foolish men have no information of reality and they take it for granted that the false material manifestation in the all in all. But more intelligent men, guided by sages like Vyasa and Narada, know the eternal kingdom of the God is more delightful, larger, and eternally full of bliss and knowledge. Those who are not conversant with the activities of the Lord and his transcendental realm are sometimes favored by the Lord in his adventures in incarnation, wherein he displays the eternal bliss of his association in the transcendental realm. By such activities, he attracts the conditioned souls of the material world. Some of these conditioned souls are engaged in false enjoyment of material senses, and others in simply negating their real life in the spiritual world. These less intelligent persons are known as karmis or fruitive workers, and jnanis or dry mental speculators. But above these two classes of men is the transcendentalist known as Satvata or the devotee, who is busy neither with rampant material activity nor with material speculation. He is engaged in the positive service of the Lord, and thereby he derives the highest spiritual benefit unknown to karmis and jnanis.
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll stop here. Yeah, so this, as I said, this is the fourth question. So where the sages are asking him to explain about the various incarnations, particularly the Leela avatar, Advent avatar of Lord Krishna. So basically the Purusha avatars, that's what Jiva Goswami mentions. So this purport, Prabhupada talks about what? Key points, Prabhu, in this purport.
Yeah.
So he mentions about both material and spiritual. There are so many variegatedness in this creation. So Purusha avatars, basically, that is how we talk. Prabhupada highlights, in this creation there are so many variegatedness. So and they are nicely described by great sages like Narada, Vyasa, Valmiki, Devala. So and also coming up to our own Baladev, Bhakti Vinod, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all these parampara, Guru parampara he mentions there. How important is this, is creation, both material and spiritual, which is full of beauty and knowledge, how that is created, these creations are, how it is attractive to less intelligent people, and he's giving the analogy of a cinema, how people are attracted to watch a movie like. So in fact, all these movies, whatever stories, they are all coming from Krishna only, Krishna's pastimes, right? Right, and how less intelligence are people, talking about this karmis and jnanis, how even they can be getting attracted to them. The topmost are the sattvatas, that is the transcendentalist or the devotees, who's neither busy with the rampant material activity nor with speculation. All right, and the last paragraph is talking about the various types of incarnations like Brahma, Rudra, Manu, Prithu, Vyasa, Lord Ram, Narsimha, Varaha, and other things. So Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnation, and he is therefore the cause of all causes. Is Ankit Prabhu there?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, you want to read next verse, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu, sure. As the okay.
Verse number 18.
Okay. अथाख्या हि हरे धीमन् अवतारा कथाः शुभाः लीला विद्या सेवेदम् ईश्वर्य सत्मा मायाया. Can you scroll down, Prabhu? O wise Sutta, please narrate to us the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Godhead's multi-incarnations. Such auspicious adventures and pastimes of the Lord, the Supreme Controller, are performed by his internal powers. For the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material worlds, the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead Himself appears in many thousands of forms of incarnations, and the specific adventures found in those transcendental forms are all auspicious. Both those who are present during such activities and those who hear the transcendental narrations of such activities are benefited. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. This is the fifth question. It's talking about various transcendental pastime here. The previous one was the adventurous pastime, talking about the most transcendental pastime of the Lord. This is highlighted in this verse. So this is the fifth question. All right, let's go to the next text. Text number 19. So who wants to read this? If I go back to Adi Lakshmi Mataji.
वयं तु न वितृप्यामा उत्तमश्लोके विक्रमे अशृण्वतां रसज्ञानं स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे.
Translation. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with him relish hearing of his pastimes at every moment.
Yeah. So what is this point, Prabhu here? So no one get bored or tired hearing the pastimes of the Lord. No satiation. So a devotee develops a taste for hearing this and relish hearing such transcendental pastime.
At every moment.
Yeah. I'll quickly go through this one and the next purport are quite big. So I just want to finish off another 4 verses today. Another 15 minutes to go. So here they're talking about there's a great difference between mundane stories, fiction or history and transcendental pastimes. History of the whole universe contain reference to pastimes of incarnations of the Lord. The Ramayana, the Mahabharata and the Puranas are histories of bygone recorded in connections with the pastimes of incarnation. For example, anyone may meet Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam repeatedly throughout their life and yet find them a new light of information, right? So we can watch so many times the past times. I just want to tell. I know of a child. One pastime you talk about Govardhan Leela. She wants to hear the same pastime again and again. So generally, if you know some mundane topics or mundane stories, one time if you see, the next time it will be very boring. It will be very tiring. But Krishna's pastime, the same thing you keep hearing, you keep want to hear it more times. And your Prabhupada writes, the Bhagavad Gita, if you're reading, or even Bhagavatam, next time, first time now, if someone is reading for the first time Bhagavatam, and then you read it for the second time, you get new understanding. New. That's why Puranas, Purana means, it said, it is all the old things. The Bhagavatam is so old. Sir, 5,000 years back is there. So many times you read Pura Naya. So every time it becomes Naya. You get something new out of it. So that's what is highlighted here. As anyone reads Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita repeatedly through it, yet they find something, everything new for them. So if you see a mundane news in static, so for sometimes the news may be so much exciting, but after few hours, the same news will become, of no use to you. So those who have developed taste for understanding the transcendental subject matter is never tired. So that's what this verse is talking about. Uttama sloga indicates the literature which is not meant for neoscience. Neoscience means you are ignorant, who are in the mode of darkness. So for them, it's not meant for them. Mundane literature is in the mode of darkness or ignorance, whereas transcendental literature is quite different. All right. The so-called liberated persons are never satisfied by the repetition of the word Aham Brahmasi. Such artificial realization of Brahma becomes here. Prabhupada talks about the Mayavadi philosophy and other things. All right. We'll go to the next verse now. Yes, Ranjita Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. कृतवान् किल कर्माणि सह रमेण केशव अतिमर्त्यानि भगवान् गूढ कपट मनुष्यः. Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, along with Balram, played like a human being, and so must he perform many superhuman acts.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you want me to read the
This
purport
is also
also?
quite big. No, I will read this purport quickly. We'll read some of the purport. Yeah. So the doctrine of anthropomorphism and zoomorphism are never applicable to Krishna or personality of Godhead. So anyone knows what is this anthropomorphism or zoomorphism? So these are some of the attributes, of the human behavior. So we may behave in some way, but we attribute it that, the God also behave like that, or this animal also behaves like that. For instance, example is given for anthropomorphism is, so if a dog, my dog is smiling, you'll say, but actually the dog would be just showing his teeth, but we interpret as though the dog is smiling. So we smile, with our showing our teeth and open like that. So we think that is also the characteristic of a dog. So we try to apply that trait to a dog. So that is called anthropomorphism. So human trait we are applying on something else. And then the zoomorphism is the animal traits which are applied on human, non-animals. Like for instance, example, there are so many superhuman. We call about Spider-Man. That's a Spider-Man, or a catwalk. We say, right? So these are all the Wolverine. So these are some of the examples. Or Superman. Something from an animal or something, we try to put it on a human, non-animal. So these are the things. So here what Prabhupada mentioned is these are not applicable. Any of this we cannot apply. We cannot say Krishna is there. He is little more intelligent than me. Prabhupada writes somewhere in this purport. So a person just cannot think that he is little more intelligent. That's why he is God. So that kind of understanding we cannot come. So the theory that man becomes God by dint of penance and austerity is very much rampant now. So people say, especially Maya, the philosophy, you say that we can also become God. The only thing you are not knowing that you are the God, your power. So that theory is very rampant now. Everyone talks about that. So Lord Ram, Krishna, Chaitanya were detected by sages and saints of personal as indicated in relief system. Many unscrupulous men has created their own incarnation. If you have heard, there are already some people talk about they are Kalki avatars. There are some people talking that they are the Kalki avatars already came. So someone went and asked them, Kalki avatar is supposed to come up after the end of this yuga. How is that you came so early? So they say, yes, we have come so early because so many sinful activities are going on. We have come to protect all you people. So that's how people go on. So the process of concatenation of incarnation of God has become an ordinary business nowadays, especially, Prabhupada says, especially in Bengal. Any popular personality with few trait of mystic power will display some feat of jugglery and easily become incarnation of God. So what is the best thing we can ask someone tells that they are the incarnation of God? Ask them whether they can carry the Govardhan hill in their pinky finger. All right, I'm just skipping few things here. So here Prabhupada talks about the various, he became a human-like child. At once he left her for another devotee of Gokul, talking about how he was born and then how he goes to Gokul, where Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are there. So about some history about Krishna, which is mostly covered in the 10th canto. So in Bhagavatam, that's what Prabhupada writes in Bhagavatam, the 9th and 10th canto covers specifically the pastimes of Krishna. There's also a Krishna book separately Prabhupada made based on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. So basically what this verse is talking about is, how Lord Krishna and Balaram played a human form and performed many superhuman acts. But then we cannot consider them as human. That's the key point here. Let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read? No one's put the hand. Param Prabhu, you did a good job.
Yes. Kalim agatam agyaya kshetresmin vaishnave vayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead and in this way perform sacrifice.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, and I'll quickly read. So again, this passage is again talking about what? What is the key point in the passage in the translation, Prabhu?
That Kali Yuga has already begun and they're all gathered to hear about Lord Krishna.
Transcendental messenger.
Yeah, this question someone has asked during the end. Here it is mentioned. No, the Kali is nearly there. It's already started there, and they are starting this performing of this yajna. So only to hear in length about Krishna. So in this purport again, Prabhupada mentions about the various ages of Kali, various 4 forms of yugas, which we already discussed now. What is the self-realization in each of these? So the first paragraph talks about that, and also the lifetimes. In the Satya Yuga is 100,000 years one lives, whereas in next is Treta Yuga, it is around 1,000 years. Sorry, 10,000 years, and then in Dwapar Yuga around 1,000 years, and Kali Yuga around 100 years, and meditation, and then sacrifice, and then worship, and then Lord's name chanting. So these are the process of self-realization in these ages. So the stages of Naimisharanya began in the process to play specifically for the devotees. So they prepared themselves to hear the pastime of the Lord over a period of 1,000 years. For example, these sages one should learn that hearing and recitation of Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply waste of time, for they do not give tangible result. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached this system of Bhagavad Dharma, and he recommended that all those who are born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the message. So he said, Yare deka tare kaha Krishna ubedesa. So whoever you see, whoever you talk, you teach Krishna. You you give Krishna's message. So that's what he recommended. All those born in India should take responsibility of broadcasting the message of Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when is well established in teaching of Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self-realization. All right. I want to tell a story here because we're running short of time. We'll go through that. If time is there, we'll tell. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read the next verse?
I will read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Tvam na sandarsito dhatra dustaram nistitra satam kalim satva harim pumsam karnadhara ivarnavam. We think that we have met your goodness by the will of providence, just so that we may accept you as captain of the ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of human being.
Okay, what is the key point here, Prabhu?
Uh, yeah, because Sutta Goswami, all the sages are saying that you are the captain of the ship,
Yeah.
and you can help us to cross the ocean of this Kali, right, which is
Yes.
deteriorating our
Yes.
human being in this Kali
Yeah.
Yuga. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are talking about they're fortunate. So in this Kali Yuga, we are all said to be unfortunate, right? Manda Bhakya. But here the sages said, because by fortunate we have met you, we have in your association, and now we take you as the captain of this ship. And then just because we have met you and you are the captain, take us across this ocean of miseries in the Kali Yuga. So you can the only take. So again in the purport, Prabhupada highlights how dangerous Kali Yuga is. So human beings' life is just meant for self-realization. So but in Kali Yuga, people have forgotten the purpose of the life. They think that sense gratification is the purpose of the life. They enjoy everything. They work on the seed, sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. So they all the things, everything in this material world is focused on these four things only. But they forgot what is the goal of their life. So in this age, the lifespan is very decreasing. There are so many things which decreases in this age. Lifespan decreases, truth decreases, cleanliness decreases, patience decreases, mercy decreases, our strength decreases, right? What to say, our capability decreases, diminishes. So our shastric way of doing things decreases, our worship, the proper worship method decreases, our austerity decreases. We can go on like this. Everything decreases in this material, in this Kali Yuga. So there are a list of anomalies. Actually, for those who want to know more about Kali Yuga, the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is said to be the age of deterioration, the title of it itself. So the second chapter, third chapter talks about this Kali Yuga. Symptoms of Kali Yuga is mentioned in the second chapter of Canto 12. So we want to read more about, learn more about Kali Yuga, get there. So the people are so busy with sense gratification, they completely forget about self-realization. The whole system of education also, no one teaches this. So basically they are geared for sense gratification. So the learned man thinks it's over. He thinks that the children of the age are being intentionally sent to slaughterhouses of the so-called education. So Prabhupada says education system is a slaughterhouse here. So learned men therefore can be cautious of this age. If they want to cross over the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sutta Goswami or his bona fide representative as the captain of the ship. The ship is the message of Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why ISKCON takes up the message, the ship of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. For what purpose?
To cross over this difficult ocean
Cross
of
over
Kali.
the ocean of the miseries. Exactly. Thank you. Who's the blessed one who's going to read the last verse? Vijay Gopi. You want to give a try? You're muted.
Bruhi yoga ishware Krishna Brahmanye dharma varmani swam kashtam athuna pete dharmaya kam sharanam gataha. Since Sri Krishna, the absolute truth, the master of all mystic powers, has departed from his own abode, please tell us to whom the religious principle have now gone for shelter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is the last question, sixth question. So what is the sixth question?
So because Sri Krishna has departed from this world, now how can we take shelter of the religious principles?
Yeah. So the religious principle, dharma, where does the dharma also gone? So where the religious principle has to take shelter. Ranjita Mataji, are you there? No, she left. All right.
Yes,
Supriya
Prabhuji,
yeah,
I'm there.
Mataji, you want to read the purport? Last time I avoided, now I'll give you a chance.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Essentially, religion is the prescribed code enunciated by the personality of Godhead himself. Wherever there is gross misuse or neglect of the principles of religion, the Supreme Lord appears himself to restore religious principles. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita. Here the sages of Naimisharanya are inquiring about these principles. The reply to this question is given later. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental sound representation of the personality of Godhead, and thus it is the full representation of transcendental knowledge and religious principles. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Questions by the Sages.
Haribol. Thank you.
Haribol.
We finished chapter 1. All right. Thank you very much. Prabhu, you can remove the sharing. Sorry, we have crossed 5 minutes. I shouldn't be doing this, but just wanted to finish this chapter today. Any quick questions? If there are no questions, I will give some questions because we finished one chapter. So one question is, there are so many about Kali Yuga. We heard about Kali Yuga. So the question is, you can write a paragraph or a passage or an essay on Kali Yuga based on our discussion, based on this entire chapter. Now 10th verse talks about Kali Yuga, 21st verse purport talks about Kali Yuga, 22nd verse talks about Kali Yuga. So that is one. Second question is, what are the 6 questions that the sage is asking there? This is very simple, very easy. Just mention the verse number and write the questions. Simple. 6 questions. Which verse these questions are? And the third thing is, there is a multiple choice questionnaire. I will post it. All of you complete it. At least that everyone has to do. Many people are not doing the assignments, but I kept it as optional only. It's not that I'm forcing anyone to do that, but at least the multiple choice, the answer is also there. You have to only pick the whichever you feel is correct or wrong. So I will post that there. All right, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Any questions are there? You can message me also anytime.